since decades, as best as he can, as best as he understands and believes. He's been very, vocal, about the environment. Yeah.
Yes.
Even tried to be vegetarian 2 times a week.
Yes.
Yes. And one day, non-dairy products. So if he's so passionate about it, as much as he can, then he should go. I mean, if I were him, I would go, No, I don't know why Prime Minister Truss advised the king not to go. Yeah, whatever the king decides, he would decide.
Yes.
Yes.
She might think that it's maybe too unbefitting for a king, huh?
Wow.
But it shouldn't be like that. It's a modern time, king or not. You have to take care of the world and your country. Environmental climate change is a very urgent thing.
Yes, that's
Yes, that's right.
If the king or the president or the prime minister doesn't take care, then who would take care?
right. Yes.
Yes.
And of course, if the king or the president, is the highest level in the governmental society, if they don't lend their support, if they don't voice their opinion, if they don't use their very powerful influence of their position, then who would? So all the heads of the countries should be more involved, more responsible, more vocal and more active in saving the world, reducing climate change and saving the lives of all on the planet, including themselves. Okay?
Yes, Master.
What will happen to the king if the whole planet is destroyed by climate change?
Yeah, indeed.
Will he still be there, and will the government even do enough to protect him or protect their people?
No.
No, Master.
The new strategy of the COVID-19 is like that. They just withdraw whenever some vaccinations come in, because they are also made of material substance. That's why you can see it under a magnifying glass. So they cannot be immune to any vaccination that is really very strong and is targeting it. They just withdraw either in some corner of the body and use a special shield to cover all of them for a while until the immune system winds down. Or they withdraw altogether outside of the body and stand by.
Oh.
Thus, the doctors and the scientists cannot find many of them, not just B1.1. And if they know the doctor's going to take the blood test, then they withdraw out. So the doctor doesn't know what kind of virus, what kind of bacteria caused this sickness. And when the doctor is done with the blood test, they come back in, for example.
Wow.
Yeah, like that. I asked the COVID chief to explain more to me.
Oh.
Please continue watching to find out more. This clip will be aired with more subtitles later today. On Monday, October 17th, 2022, our most compassionate Supreme Master Ching Hai took some precious time from her intensive meditation retreat for the sake of the world to kindly call Supreme Master Television team members and graciously express her gratitude to all Supreme Master Television workers. During the conference, Master also addressed questions regarding some important recent global events.
Hello, Master.
Hello, Master.
Hello,
Master.
Hi, sweetheart. Sugar pie. Heroes of the age. How are you guys?
We are good,
Master. How are you, Master?
I'm good. Thank you. As good as it gets, yeah.
That's good.
And I'm very grateful to God and appreciate your guys' work. I mean, all of the in-house and remote workers. Okay?
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
And also those who work indirectly or occasionally for the world through Supreme Master Television. It really works. It does work. It's just too slow for our liking, but it works. Tell me, is there anything good to know or to ask?
Yeah, we have some topics we would like to ask about.
Yeah.
With regards to the UK and the new Prime Minister Liz Truss, she's made a few decisions that's not very popular with the public. For example, she told King Charles not to attend COP27.
When will that be then?
It will be in November.
Oh, November. Oh, okay.
6th of
okay.
November, to be exact.
Okay, that's good. So, what is it about?
So, yes, well, she advised King Charles not to go, so he won't be attending the COP. But he seems very passionate about environmental issues, so she's perhaps mentioned or hinted at it's for government to take care of these affairs rather than the monarchy.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
What does Master think about that?
It's up to the king, of course. But he's the king. He can decide what he wants. As long as it doesn't hurt the country in any way, right? And it doesn't keep the government in any way. Since decades, as best as he can, as best as he understands and believes. He's been very, vocal, about the environment. Yeah.
Yes.
Even tried to be vegetarian 2 times a week.
Yes.
Yes. And one day, non-dairy products, for variety and for, rich people or important people that can eat what they want all the time. And they have all the delicacies, but for him to really try to cut down on meat and dairy products, to be vegetarian twice a week already. And even one extra day, no milk, no dairy products. So that shows that he's serious, as serious as a person can be, in the outside world.
Yes.
Of course, I said you guys, my association member, my disciples, okay? You know more.
Yes.
You learn more, and you are more attuned, to the how and why to protect the environment. Okay, huh? Yeah.
Yes, Master.
You more concentrated on that. So if he's so passionate about it, as much as he can, then he should go. If I were him, I would go, Whatever I tell you is only you guys and your brother and sister initiates that really pay attention. Most of you guys, most of the initiates. So I don't know why Prime Minister Trust advised the king not to go. Yeah, whatever the king decides, he would decide. Okay, huh? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. The reason, I think, she said it was because, you know the reason why?
No, Master.
As I read it, maybe I remember well that she said that he should not be with the ministers because most of the attendees are ministers, global ministers. She might think that it's maybe too unbefitting for a king, huh?
Wow.
But it shouldn't be like that. It's a modern time, king or not. You have to take care of the world and your country. Environmental climate change is a very urgent thing.
Yes, that's right.
Yes, that's right.
Most scientists agree that an increase of just 0.4 more degrees will drastically change the world.
And the world are dealing with record extreme heat.
Storms have been causing deadly floods.
You could have mass melting of ice sheets in Greenland and Antarctica.
If we don't act immediately, scientists say the consequences will be catastrophic.
3 degrees of warming is really disastrous.
Dealing with unprecedented heat waves and drought.
All day today, the rain falling so heavily and so quickly.
$10 billion. But recovery funds are tight.
Rescuers doing everything they can to reach survivors.
If the king or the president or the prime minister doesn't take care, then who would take care?
Yes.
And of course, if the king or the president, is the highest level in the governmental society, if they don't lend their support, if they don't voice their opinion, if they don't use their very powerful influence of their position, then who would?
Yes, exactly.
We do what we can, no? Because we don't know if anybody listens, but I'm still doing it anyway. They do what they can, but of course it's up to the king. He doesn't have to always listen to the prime minister's advice if he thinks it's not appropriate to what he's feeling or thinking himself.
Yes, Master. Yes, Master.
In my opinion, if you ask me, if the king can go out on the street, as we've seen many times, even since he was the prince already, he could go out on the street or mingle with anybody, anywhere, at some special party or something, and shake hands with people on the street. Now, why shouldn't he go shake hands or sit with the prime minister?
Yes, exactly.
Yes, right.
In Japan, there was a rule from a long time ago. If I remember well, in Japan, there's supposed to be a rule, like even the king and the queen will not go anywhere, any gathering, if the king and the queen would not be the center of attention, not the main focus of that gathering. Thus, when his son got married, they were not present. If I remember well, my God, it's been a long time already.
Yes, Master.
Because they were not the main focus, the main personage in that occasion.
Yes.
So maybe it's the same in England or many other royal systems. But if you don't care about the world or your citizens or what happened on the planet and in the world, then what for you are king? Tell me.
Right.
Yes, Master.
Yeah, what other reason? Yes.
What do you think?
You would think that you have all good, noble intentions to lead the country and improve the country in all aspects.
So it's not like the government wants to do everything and leave the king on one side. Okay.
You stay out of this. Gosh, this is for us, not for you.
Yeah. Just stand by, huh? Need you, we will call. This is the issue of the whole world, not just England. So all the heads of the countries should be more involved, more responsible, more vocal, and more active in saving the world, reducing climate change, and saving the lives of all on the planet, including themselves. Okay?
Yes, Master.
What will happen to the king if the whole planet is destroyed by climate change?
Yeah, indeed.
Will he still be there, and will the government even do enough to protect him or protect their people?
No,
Master.
At the moment, it doesn't seem like they're doing enough anyway. So the more opinions, the more support, the better for everybody, you know?
Yes.
That's right.
All right. Anything else?
Well, yeah, she's also made a big upheaval. She's U-turned on the tax reduction for the super wealthy and has since fired her chancellor and hired a new chancellor. So her decisions are not very popular and crashed the financial markets in the UK.
Anything else?
Yeah, so even now some of her own people are wanting her to resign.
Huh?
Yeah.
So quickly?
Yes, at least 3 of them.
It is unconscionable what, in just a month or so in office, Liz Truss has done to the UK economy and to the living standards of people in every part of the UK. It's time for her to go. It's time for this entire UK government to go.
Oh, she's new, you know. If she reverse and improve or repair the damage, then it should be good already.
At least she listened, saw the bad effects and changes. It proves that the UK is still a free country. Like you can voice your opinion freely and help the leader to improve. And you do not have to die mysteriously for that.
Yes.
Yeah, but she should have done the opposite. She should take care of the poor, not the super rich.
Yes. Yeah, it's true.
Even though I'm not a prime minister, I don't know much about politics, but this seems like the opposite direction that she's going. Yeah, what else?
Those are the main things that stirred up public disapproval.
Okay. But I told you already, Boris is good for England. At least good for England. Not to talk about good for the world. I told you, no?
Yeah.
Yes.
But who cares? Who cares? Nobody listens to me anyway. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, Master, why does she do all this, make all these decisions?
Yes, people do what they do according to their level of spiritual status. That is the thing. In the old times. And still in many tribal or in some smaller community, people select a leader according to their wisdom, according to their virtue. not about how they talk.
Yes, Master.
And they check also the aura
Ah.
that bespeaks your inner spiritual development.
Yes.
I don't want to tell you what her level is.
Oh.
People can judge, and you can tell. You cannot just look at the person outside. You have to see what they do.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
So people don't know about President Trump inside or Boris Johnson inside. So they disregard their contribution to their country. Only the people who have psychic power, who have the wisdom eye open, can see them. Because the outside is sometimes very difficult for people to judge.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Also, sometimes, even though people know it, but they don't like it because the truth sometimes hurts people's ego. If you tell them the truth, they don't like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, it's also like that. Yeah. That's why from time immemorial, even the masters, they have never done anything wrong. Just citing Jesus Christ. He never said anything wrong, no? Anything wrong. He even did not oppose the government. He said, whatever belongs to Caesar, returns to Caesar.
Yes, he did.
So he was not like a revolutionary soldier or leader or aiming to take over the country or do anything. He was just quietly teaching his disciples, whoever came to him for help spiritually. And they still crucified him. What did he do? What did he do to deserve that?
Nothing. He didn't deserve that at all.
No. He didn't even steal anything. He didn't even hurt anybody.
No.
He even cured people.
Yes,
Yeah?
exactly. He only helped.
He only helped. And if all the people listen to his teaching, practice it. Like, you don't steal, you don't lie, you don't drink, you don't take alcohol, you don't take drugs, etc. You tell the truth only. Then the society will be peaceful. And it would be so good for any king or any government to rule their country.
Yes, Master. Exactly.
They should have praised him, rewarded him, or asked him to be a counselor of the country, advisor to the king. Or they don't even need to do all that. Just leave him alone to teach the country's citizens to become good.
Yes, Master.
There would be then no crime, no trouble, no suffering, no war within the country. There would be just peaceful, virtuous harmony among all citizens.
Yes, Master.
So even the masters don't get any approval or are not spared death. So good leaders also don't fare very well.
Yes, Master.
But you cannot always blame any bad leaders. We, the society, have to also introspect our behavior, our way of life. If our way of life is peaceful, non-violent, benevolent or not, living according to God's commandments, God's will or not.
Yes, Master.
Whether or not we treat others as we treat ourselves, treat all creations of God as we want to be treated ourselves.
Yes, Master.
Humans have to change. I told you many times already. Just have to live according to God's commandments, according to love, peace, and harmony.
Yes, Master.
Very simple. Just be vegan, make peace, do good deeds. That's it?
Yes, that's right.
Is that a lot to ask?
No.
Yeah, that's it, okay? If they do like that, even bad leaders cannot do bad things.
Right.
And good leader will emerge and will be recognized.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Okay, anything else, my love?
On that topic, no, but we have some other topic.
Yeah, but why did you want to ask about all this stuff?
Oh, the reason why we're asking, Master, is because the government should benefit from your wisdom also. Not only just for us, it would be good for all. We think the viewers may want to know, or the public may want to know what Master thinks as well. Let's hope it will maybe create some peace in people's minds and understanding in their hearts.
Yeah, you hope, huh?
Yes.
You pray, huh?
Yes.
Pray for that. Huh?
Yes.
Right. If we contribute more to the common sense, not to talk about peace, good understanding of the people of the world, especially for the government, then it's good. It's good. And I will pretend that it's necessary. Then I will answer anything that you ask me. Because you also live in the society.
Yes, Master.
You want it all peaceful and good. Anything else, tell me.
Yes, this news is about COVID. The Omicron subvariant BQ.1.1 is thought to be the most immune-evasive new variant, according to Dr. Eric Topol, and is coming in hot in the US. Some experts predict a wave of infections will swell in the coming months and peak in late December or early January.
We do turn now to the coronavirus pandemic and growing concern about new variants possibly leading to another winter surge. The CDC saying early data suggests these new variants may be able to spread more easily and evade immunity from vaccinations and previous infection. The BA.5 Omicron subvariant, it's been the dominant strain throughout the summer, but the CDC is now reporting that other subvariants make up roughly 1/3 of new cases. Could this be an indication of what's to come?
Absolutely. So these new subvariants represent a small but fast-growing group of this Omicron variant. And right now, as you said, there is evidence that they're able to evade immune protections.
We might already know what's next, at least for this winter. A pack of new variants battling to take over, including BQ.1 and BQ.1.1.
They're kind of new to the United States.
Dr. Peter Chin Hong says they derived from BA.5. They're known to be immune evasive and were detected across the globe a while ago. But only recently did they catch our attention. Take a look at these CDC graphs. Everything in blue is BA.5, our dominant strain. The two dark greens are BQ.1 and BQ.1.1. You can see that in just the last week, they and other variants are suddenly pushing BA.5 off the chart.
It's known as one of the most immune-evasive variants so far.
Specifically, the subvariant's spike protein looks different, which means antibodies we have from getting a vaccine or from having had COVID may not be able to recognize it, and there could be a higher chance of it causing infection.
It's outcompeting the other subvariants. And if that means effectively it's infecting more people and it will cause a wave of infection.
In the last week alone, we've had more than 3 million reported cases, and we know that's an underestimate.
Yeah. I know about that too. But thanks for reporting. Thank you for the bad news. Yeah. Anyway, it's not just this variant. There are other variants that scientists did not find out yet. Yeah, because nowadays the variants of COVID-19 don't do what they used to do before. They have more clever strategies to attack humanity. It's not evading. Nothing can evade such a vaccine. It's just that the new strategy of the COVID-19 is like that. They just withdraw whenever some vaccinations come in. Because they are also made of material substance. That's why you can see it under a magnifying glass. Physically, they are made of material things, just like humans or animals, people. We need material substance in order to exist. So they cannot be immune to any vaccination that is really very strong and is targeting it.
Right.
They just withdraw. They just withdraw either in some corner of the body and use a special shield to cover all of them for a while until the immune system winds down. Or they withdraw altogether outside of the body and stand by. Thus, the doctors and the scientists cannot find many of them, not just B1.1.
Yes, Master.
They're very clever. They have soul. They have spirit. I told you already. They are not just normal worms or anything that you can catch.
Wow. Yes.
Therefore, there are many new diseases that doctors cannot explain also. It all comes from different variants of COVID.
Yes.
Yes.
Because they attack the body, they make it weak or sick or die, and then they withdraw. And even if doctors test for it, it's not in the blood.
Wow.
They don't know why and don't know what.
Yes, Master.
but the effect is long-lasting enough to cause that person to die or be severely sick.
Yes, Master.
And if they know the doctor is going to take the blood test, then they withdraw out. So the doctor doesn't know what kind of virus, what kind of bacteria caused this sickness. And when the doctor is done with the blood test, they come back in, for example.
Wow.
Yeah, like that. I asked the COVID chief to explain more to me.
Wow.
And so sometimes the patient dies, but the doctor still cannot find any clue about why he died or what kind of disease. Or maybe they think it's just a common cold or fever or pneumonia, but it's not that.
Understand.
U.S. life insurance companies have reported an overwhelming and unexplainable increase in all-cause deaths among 18 to 49-year-olds. Along with that, there's also been an increase in certain medical diagnoses, such as miscarriages and Bell's palsy. Here to give us her take on the new data and what she believes could be causing the rise in numbers is emergency medicine and disaster specialist Dr. Kelly Victory.
The medical data was released by 3 career military physicians. They were seeing a significant uptick in certain conditions. So they actually went back and culled the database from the military on certain conditions over a 5-year period from 2016 through 2020, notably containing 1 year, 2020, of the full-blown pandemic. So they looked at 2016, 17, 18, 19, and 20 at the prevalence of certain conditions, including things like heart attack, blood clots to the lung, miscarriages, those sorts of things. And they compared it to the incidence of those same things in the calendar year 2021 and saw an alarming increase in certain things. For example, they saw a 270% increase in myocardial infarction in 2021, a 300% increase in incidence of Bell's palsy and of certain neurologic complaints, a 470% increase in pulmonary embolisms, blood clots to the lungs, and many, many other huge increases that they found alarming. Now, no one is saying with any certainty, Jason, what is causing this, but we certainly would be remiss as scientists if we didn't look at that and say, there is something going on. What happened in 2021 that was so different from the previous 5-year average that would cause this massive increase in certain medical conditions? The previous study from the U.S. life insurance companies, many of them were reporting a 40% increase in deaths from all causes in the 18 to 49-year-old group. They know that because these are life insurance companies that provide group life insurance policies to employers. So these are working age individuals with a 40% increase in all-cause deaths. So they are 2 groups of data that show, again, an alarm that something is going on. And the question is what? What has changed in calendar year 2021 that is causing, number one, an increase in all-cause deaths, as reported by the life insurance companies, and an increase in certain medical conditions, such as heart attacks, blood clots to the lungs, congenital malformations of children born that year, female infertility, and those sorts of things. There's a 300% increase, for example, in cancers, is what they found. This wasn't an increase from 1 case to 4 cases. In the case of cancer, for example, it was an increase from an average, a 5-year average of 38,000 cases per year to almost 120,000 cases in calendar year 2021. And actually, it wasn't even a full year. It was more like 11 months worth of data. And it was almost up to 120,000 cases of cancer. So the question is, what would cause that?
It's not that normal anymore.
Right.
Yes.
And some new, so that some people will feel like thousands of knives and stabbing them at the same time.
Wow.
But the scientists are not always able to find out why. People just have excruciating pain like that. Just like knives or stabbing or pinching all over your body.
Oh.
In your brain as well.
Oh.
Imagine that.
Oh no, gosh. Wow.
Yeah. And I don't know if the doctors have found out yet if it's some COVID-19 variants or not.
Wow.
What affects the brain can be extremely devastating because it can affect your personality, your ability to think and concentrate, your mood, and those things that make us a person as a whole.
When SARS-CoV-2 emerged, many were initially focused on its impact to the lungs. It soon became apparent that COVID takes a toll on the entire body, from the gastrointestinal tract to the brain. Autopsies have revealed devastating damage in the brains of those who have died from COVID.
Blood vessels were damaged, there were inflammatory cells around the brain. We found that there were immune cells in the brain itself. And we found antibodies stuck to the blood vessels. We knew that they were attacking the blood vessels. I had expected that we would see a lot of virus in the brain because the virus affects the nose. To our surprise, we didn't find the virus in the brain. There are a few people that have reported detection of virus in the brain, but they find very, very small amounts. And it doesn't explain the pathology that we see.
Less is known about brain damage in those with long COVID, symptoms that persist for weeks after what is often a mild stage of acute infection. Studies estimate that up to 30% of people develop long COVID after an initial SARS-CoV-2 infection. The symptoms can include fast heart rate, shortness of breath, and various neurological issues.
We've actually seen over time, now that we've seen hundreds of patients, and lots of people have been reported in literature too, there are these kind of major categories. One of them is this what people call brain fog, where really your brain is just not functioning properly for some sort of cognitive types of tasks, things like concentration, memory. People have skin changes where they basically say, wow, the sensation on the surface of my skin is really abnormal. And then another major category that we've seen is headache. There is the sort of psychiatric categories where people have a much more acute and profound sort of delusion or psychosis syndrome. I think it's been a real challenge for patients that they come into their doctor with symptoms and the tests that are run are negative, and even things like MRI, which is a very sensitive test that can find lots of changes in the brain, for many of these patients is normal. For a long time, we've been using research tools that can look at more sensitive measures that aren't things that we necessarily use in the clinic, but can tell us things like whether the immune system is functioning completely normally, or whether there might be very subtle injury to the neurons in the brain that you just can't see by looking at an MRI scan.
Patients, they're going from physician to physician. Nobody knows what's wrong with them. People tell them, well, it's all psychological or anything, but they have real disease.
So imagine a patient screaming with pain, but the doctor doesn't know what it is and doesn't know how to cure, then they will just die also.
Yes,
yes, Master.
It's a very dangerous time. People pretend that COVID is gone, so they go back to normal. No mask and no face shield and stuff like that. You continue to wear them when you go out.
Yes,
yes, Master.
And whoever listens to me, please do it. It won't hurt you.
That's right.
COVID-19 is not gone yet. I told you already long ago.
Yes.
It will be many more decades.
Yes,
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 Master.
Yes, Master.
Unless humanity changes to a better lifestyle, vegan lifestyle, loving, compassionate, peaceful lifestyle, then you will get that back.
Understand.
If you give peace, you will have peace. If you give benevolence, you will be return benevolent anytime, any occasion you need.
Understand.
Yes, Master.
Peace can be only when humans change to a peaceful mentality and action by themselves. I keep saying that all the time. I wish I could say something else, but this is the truth.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
All the masters have said the same. And if they could do anything else for humanity, they would have done so a long time ago already. But we, humans, have to change. We are the masters of ourselves. We have to change our destiny. We have to change our lifestyle in order to have a better future.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Whatever we want, we have to plant it. We have to act on it. We have to nurture it. If you want rice, you plant a rice plant. You sow the rice seeds. If you want wheat, then you sow wheat seeds. If you want corn, then you sow the corn seeds. If you want apples, you sow the apple seeds. If you want oranges, you do the same, etc.
Yes, Master. We do.
This is a physical law in the universe. Whatever you want, you have to create it, give it, if you can. And to make peace, to be a vegan, to do good deeds are very simple things. It's not like it's difficult to do. Can do.
Right.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yes, Master.
That's all we have to do. And God will shower benevolence, peace, happiness, more prosperity, more wonderful inventions on this world, and we will enjoy 10,000 times more. But who is listening? I just hope our Survey Master television helps them. It does help them. It's just too slow for my liking.
Yes,
Master.
Not the majority. That is the thing. Okay. Any other questions, my love?
We have a good news. It's about Elon Musk's U-turn. Last month, Elon Musk sent a letter to the Pentagon saying the company can no longer continue to fund Starlink's server in Ukraine and requested the Pentagon to take over funding for the Ukraine government and also military use for Starlink. But recently, Elon Musk reversed the position and said he will keep funding Starlink in Ukraine, and Starlink can serve Ukraine for free, even if the company doesn't receive the government's subsidies.
Good for him. Good for the company. That will earn him a lot of merit. And even if he will be born again next life, he will be richer than now. Many lifetimes, not just the next life. If he is reborn as human again. If he is not liberated, go into the highest heaven, high heaven forever, then he will be a rich human all the time, either in this world or any other world, wherever he will be born. Good for him.
Wow.
But I told you, Supreme Master, television is good for the world. It's good for the world. It gives people some seeds of thought to think, to develop, to follow up.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Because people have souls, they have intelligence, they understand. You know, the good ones. Okay, so are you happy about that?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are so happy.
That's good.
Good then. Yes, it's good. Good for Elon Musk. Yes. That's very good. If he can afford it, why not? He's not doing anything wrong. He's not making any war or anything. He just provides people with communication possibilities. That's all.
Yes.
Any other things? Good, bad, neutral?
The other news is about Putin. Recently, there is some news. It seems Putin becomes softer now. And in his October 14 announcement, Putin said no more massive strikes on Ukraine, no need for additional mobilization, and it was not Russia's intention to destroy Ukraine.
Good, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, that's a change.
And there is another news about him. The president of Tajikistan berated Putin for 7 minutes at the summit. He told Putin not to treat the Central Asian countries as if they were still part of the former Soviet Union. He should give them respect.
Good.
So it seems he's softer now. He didn't talk back or anything.
Okay, hopefully he follows through with what he says.
Yes.
Yes.
I heard that they want to talk peace now.
Yeah.
Now the Kremlin is once again pushing the idea that negotiations could take place. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov says that the goals of what the Kremlin calls its special military operations in Ukraine remain unchanged, but added that they could be achieved through negotiations or other talks. Peskov made the comments to a Russian newspaper. It's the latest in a series of statements this week, stressing Moscow's openness to those talks.
But I just hope they really mean it. Not like last time they poisoned the peace negotiators, including their own.
Yes.
Yes.
The Russian
Abramovich, yes.
Abramovich, yeah. My God, Russian language is a challenge for me. So I just hope that they really mean peace and not just make an excuse to go there and poison people or just make the preconditions so insurmountable or like a joke. And so people cannot even begin to talk at all about peace.
Yes.
It's just that peace has to be unconditional. And whatever is right, they have to just agree to it. Just sign, like Russia goes home where they belong, and whatever belongs to Ukraine, return to Ukraine. And if any Ukrainian people really want to go to Russia to be independent somewhere, and why don't they go there and ask Putin for some land to become one of Russia's confederation or whatever they want to? Okay?
Yes.
Yes.
If that's what they really want, not like force or scams, forcing people to vote to stay with Russia and all this kind of BS, is ridiculous and it's laughable.
Right.
Treating the world they're all stupid. That, okay, people do whatever Putin wants, or people believe whatever Putin wants them to believe.
Yes.
Not even 5 years old kids will believe all that. Like all the people under Russian occupation in Ukraine all wanted to be with Russia. All of them.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It happens to some country that 90-something, 99, 97%, or 90 whatever percent are for the incumbent president all the time, any time. What's the use of voting? It's costing a lot of money and time and bugging people. Just say, I vote for myself. I'm the president. I continue. Finish. Yeah, whatever you say doesn't matter anyway. Why bother? Huh? I'm the president for life, man. This war is funny, I'm telling you. And sometimes you just have to laugh because you can't cry anymore. Because whether you laugh or cry, it's the same. Sometimes to me, to laugh or cry, it's the same. It's all stupid, all nonsense, all illogical anyway.
Yes, Master.
They are acting, some of the leaders, they are acting as if they don't know anything that's logical. Nothing about reason and rational mentality. They know nothing. As if they don't know even heavens exist. They don't even know if other intelligent humans exist. They talk as it's for themselves.
Right.
They talk for themselves to listen. That's all. They forgot that the world also around and still there, kicking, The world also has ears, has eyes.
Yes.
Oh, dear God. What kind of people are they? I told you already. Never mind. We don't talk about that anymore. Some are possessed by these zealous demons anyway. They want war, they want killing so that they can eat. I told you already.
Yes.
They eat the energy of the flesh of people who die in agonies in war, especially children and young women, young men. Terrible. I'm sometimes too tired. I don't want to do anything anymore. I don't want to even talk. I'm thinking who is listening anyway. Okay, anything else?
Yes, there is one other thing. Recently on a podcast at the end of September, Bill Gates has said that telling people to go vegan or not buy expensive houses will not make any difference, is of no use. So I'm wondering why he would say such a thing when he seems to have supported plant-based meats and invested in plant-based meats, and now he's saying something opposite.
No, I think he's just observing things. Things also don't change as fast as he wants.
Okay.
It does have use. It's useful. It just takes too long.
Oh.
Well, it's a good idea, you know. Don't you also just want to go to the Himalaya with me and eat 10 vegan samosas anytime?
Yes, that's the life.
Yeah, that would be nice. If we believe in what he says, then I would just put my feet on the table, watching movies, you know, day in, day out, and eating popcorn or anything good, drinking non-alcoholic beer or whatever, juice that you make. Yeah, I would call all my chefs back to my side to cook me groovy things for myself, and I invite some of you guys. We use all our money, whatever we still have left, to buy a big house. Stay together. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just some of you that follow me closely and do the Supreme Master television work. If we don't have to tell people to eat vegan anymore, then we don't have to do much. And not buy nice houses. That's what I say?
Yes.
But who's telling people not to buy nice houses? Who? I did?
No, Master.
Huh?
No.
If I have told you guys to buy small houses, don't listen. Okay? If you want to buy a big house, buy a big house. Yeah. If you want to be more simple, comfortable, and independent, then buy a smaller house. You don't have to clean too much. All the people that buy a big house, they buy a comfortable house anyway, no matter what I say.
Yes.
It's just like I tell them be vegan, but not everybody became vegan. Maybe they will. God's willing, God's help. We try our best to always tell people the good things for them anyway. Some take it for granted, some follow, who knows. The more vegan people, the more peace in the world.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
At least animal people don't suffer so much.
Yes.
Yes.
So we do what we can, we do what we think is the best. And it doesn't harm anybody anyway, whatever I told.
Right, exactly.
Yes, Master.
Whatever I tell is all for the people's good, for the planet's good, for the animal people's good. God's will. God's will be done. I have not said anything to harm anybody. Did I ever?
No,
Master.
Oh, okay. Then it's good. Then we continue. As long as it takes, okay?
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
And who knows, maybe one day all is peace. All the zealous demons go down where they belong. All the good people are here, but people change into good, and we have all peace. And then we can, buy a big house, stay together, or go to the Himalaya. Or we do half-half, Sometimes we go to Himalaya and live in a mud house for a change. And sometimes we go back to our palace somewhere, a big house, a big palace, and then go to restaurants every day, eat different delicacies. Oh, yum. Okay, huh? Anything else? If not, I go now. I feel a little tired.
No,
Master.
It's all good. All right. God bless. God love. I love.
God bless.
Thank you for your time
Thank you,
today,
Master.
Thank you, Master.
I love you guys. All of you. Appreciate your work, man.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you, Master.
Most caring Master, we humbly bow in appreciation for your sincere faith in humanity to U-turn and unabatedly inspiring positive lifestyle shifts by more people each day. May your precious guidance bear fruits of everlasting peace, benevolence, and love on earth soon. We pray for more and more world leaders to take this opportunity to become courageous champions of harmony by following God's commandments. Through promoting nonviolence and veganism in their nations, their names will forever shine in goodness. Wishing beloved Master to enjoy permanent wellness and tranquility in the loving protection of all magnificent heavens. This clip will be aired with more subtitles later today. To learn how can one become a master like Supreme Master Ching Hai and more of Master's thoughts on the advantages of living in a smaller house, please tune in on Saturday, November 19th, 2022 to Between Master and Disciples for the full broadcast of this conference.